Hi, I'm Boris, and I'm sitting here with Danny Ramos, who's a board member and CEO of the Hispanic Arts Coalition. So let me ask you a two-part question. What is it that you're trying to achieve as an artist with this exhibition?
What we've started with the Hispanic Coalition is a center point for Hispanic artists to interact with each other and to promote the Hispanic culture and promote the arts as they see it. Because the Hispanic community has a certain perspective based upon their past experience and culture. And the artists reflect that into their paintings. And we have such a tremendous lack of exposure for the various cultures in the arts here in Central Florida that we got together as a group and we decided to create an organization not only that exposes our own culture and promotes our own artists, but also takes a position on civil rights.
As a CEO of this organization, what are some of the goals that you're trying to achieve?
Equality.
That's
Diversity,
big.
inclusion, and equity. The watchwords of American corporate structure for people of color is diversity. You want to diverse your workforce. Number two, inclusion. You want to include your workforce to be decision makers, have people of color in decision-making positions. And number three, equity, which means to share in the wealth of American society, not to give it away, but to be given the opportunity to access it.
To be fair.
To be absolutely fair, because
Yeah.
a lot of times, and our country's history points to the fact that people of color have always been blocked from getting access to equality, not only in civil rights, but also for money, to gain financial success.
Do you feel that this is the right time for this approach here in Orlando?
Well, Orlando, to me, from what I've seen, has a very big problem in the arts. We have discovered that there has been absolutely no funding of any Hispanic organization, and I've requested the information and they couldn't find one Hispanic nonprofit organization that has received funding from the government in the arts. Now, the interesting part of that is funding comes from the federal government. Federal government funding has prerequisites, and that is that you have to distribute that money equitably to all people, not just some people. And what we found is, and I requested documentation in writing, they couldn't produce. They, meaning the local government, could not produce one Hispanic organization that has received funding out of the tens of millions of dollars that are being given to the arts in Central Florida. So we are now taking a position against that position. And part of my role is to do that. You know, I'm a community activist. I'm a painter, and well, community activism is always very reflected in my art. My artwork is very critical of social dilemma.
We're going to see.
It is shocking to some degree, but I don't hesitate. And I'm not an artist that's photographic. I'm more of an impulsive artist that communicates with splashes of color, etc. And what I do is a lot of painting of injustice towards other human beings.
Right. I think it's interesting that your art is about the injustices that humans do to each other. And yet this exhibition is a group of, I think, 3 or 4 other exhibitions in Orlando that are trying to right this wrong. That are trying to get the segment of the population that has been paying taxes, that has been here, that has been doing everything it's been told to do, but they're not being represented fairly in the arts. And that's one of the goals of this show, Revolution, correct?
Yes, this is the beginning. This is the beginning. We have a situation where the Hispanic community has been left outside of the movement of the arts in Central Florida. And the way I look at it, if they haven't funded any Hispanic efforts in 20 years, that means 2 decades of children that are Hispanic have not been exposed to the cultural variances of the United States. So it's really a horrific situation when you start to think about it.
Well, we're going to get as much accomplished as we can. I'm now going to speak to 2 other artists, but it was a pleasure.
Hey, anytime.
And
anytime.
we will talk soon, Danny.
Okay, we will do that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, I'm Boris. I'm sitting here with Maria Ramos, an artist. Your story is interesting. You were born in Puerto Rico and you moved to New York at the age of 3, right?
Yes.
And you taught yourself how to paint. And
Correct.
then after you were done raising a family, you went back to a formal art education. What is it that you, as an artist, are trying to accomplish with this exhibition?
Well, as an artist, I've always tried to accomplish an education in regards to our culture, Puerto Rican culture. But we're trying to educate so that the population of Hispanics would be interested in art once again.
You're also a board member of the Hispanic Arts Coalition. What is it that, as a group member, that you guys are trying to achieve for the arts here in Orlando?
We're trying to bring the culture to the people of Orlando so they could understand our rich culture that we have and could understand us personally as they look at the art, and they can more or less tell the kind of people that we are, that we're very happy, we're very colorful, and so in our art, this is what we show.
And you know, I remember you had a show here called La Diaspora, like
5
4 or
years
5
ago.
years ago.
5 years ago.
And I remember you telling me that one of the things that you felt was almost your duty was to share your love for Puerto Rico through your art.
That is correct,
Because
yes.
most people only know Puerto Rico as a vacation destiny. Like me, I had no idea of the colorful yet sad history.
Yes, it is.
And that's part of what you're trying to remind us in a way.
That is correct, yes. I believe that we all have histories. All cultures have history. But if we don't bring it out and show the people, then we become invisible in history,
Well, and
basically.
people forget too.
Yes.
You know, and then they make wrong associations.
Exactly,
Oh, Puerto Rico
yeah.
is a vacation destiny,
Exactly.
not this place that is filled with history and culture and important things that we need to learn.
That is correct.
Is there a particular piece that you're excited to show?
Yeah, I'm going to be showing a couple of new pieces, and they are in regards to our indigenous heritage, because that's where it all starts, from the indigenous up. And so this is what I'm going to show, and I'll be showing 4 pieces that evening.
Perfect. I can't wait.
Thank you.
Maria, thank you so much.
Thank you so
for being
much.
with us.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, I'm sitting here with Pedro Brull. Brull, you are the curator for our exhibition, Revolution. You were also born in Puerto Rico, but you are a little bit more political than our usual artists because you see Puerto Rico as a U.S. colony, and that this has created a lot of problems for the identity of the citizens for both places.
That's right. What you're saying is correct. Yeah, I'm a little political.
You're a lot political.
No much.
No? What are you trying to achieve as an artist with this exhibition?
With this exhibition, you're an open-minded person, and we understand that if you help us with another exhibition, that will be great now because we got a bunch of artists from different countries. So that means you're open in your gallery to Central and South American, to the Hispanic people.
We've always been a friend to the Hispanic community in this gallery. That's how I met you.
Yeah.
And I feel what you got. You're also a board member of the what is it? The Hispanic Arts Coalition.
Uh-huh.
And you guys are trying to achieve. You're trying to balance the field as far as money that's allocated to Hispanic.
Correct.
And this isn't, the event at Mills isn't the only events that's happening. There's like 3 or 4 other little events that are happening simultaneously in town. And you're trying to achieve what for Hispanic culture?
Well, we want to open doors for the Hispanic, but our goal is create a Hispanic Museum of Art and Culture.
It's wonderful.
That's a special door for Central and South America and the Hispanic that live in the United States.
Is there a particular painting that you're excited about showing on opening night?
Oh, yes. There's a bunch of paintings from Danny Ramos. They are very political. And those
Yeah, I
paintings.
already talked to Danny. We got it. I'm talking about you, Pedro Brull.
Well, I got, let's say I got two paintings. And one of those paintings, I'm trying to show the very difficult way to explain it, but I just try it. It's a Big Bang. So the Big Bang, how was the creation, you know? And I got another one, which is the psychiatric with his client. So it's a little bit, you know, different than what I used to do.
There are also other artists that are appearing on the show that won't be talking with us tonight. Can you tell me a little bit about Alberto Quintero?
Oh, yeah, sure. I know Alberto Quintero for more than 10 years. We've been in many shows together. And he is a wonderful artist. He specialized on graphic and computer kind of art. Mm-hmm. But he's also a great painter. Okay. So he is mixing the computer art with his painting. It's gorgeous.
Perfect. And there is Eduardo Perez.
Yeah, he's a young fellow. He is an artist from Puerto Rico. He's studying the same college that I study art. And I met him like 3 years ago, mm-hmm. and I saw his painting. By the way, he was with us showing at the Orlando Museum of Art.
All right. Julio Sanchez?
Yes, I know Julio Sanchez. Is like been for my family, has been like another son. And he has been hanging around here in the Orlando area for years. He started painting in the street. And by that time, a lot of artists go to the street to sell their paintings. So Julio came from there. But now he's been in almost every gallery here in Orlando.
And there is Raul Gomez?
Yes, I know Raul Gomez. We've been in a gallery together, in a gallery that was close to SeaWorld. And he's a good artist. He's a Cuban artist. Julio is a Dominican. So we are trying to integrate those different communities.
That's smart. So it's not just about Puerto Rico. It's about
the
Hispanic community.
It's not like diaspora, you remember? It was Puerto Rican. But now this is a group from Central, South America.
Well, I'm looking forward to, people are here. They're excited. I'm looking forward to you curating this amazing show. And please follow the times and listings on the poster. Thank you.